To Prime Minister Modi, as India is now marking the 76th anniversary of the adoption of Indian Constitution.
अंदर का नज़ारा केंद्रीय कक्ष का, सेंट्रल हॉल का, ऐतिहासिक सेंट्रल हॉल जहां पर संविधान दिवस का बृहद आयोजन।
Getting you live visuals from the central hall of Samvidhan Sadan. In a short while from now, Prime Minister Modi will in fact address the nation as India marks the Constitution Day today. These are live visuals in fact. Remember, the event will also be attended by President Droupadi Murmu, Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan, Lok Sabha Speaker and members from both the houses of the Parliament. In fact, the President of India will lead the nation in reading the preamble to the Indian Constitution. We'll also witness translated versions of the Constitution getting released in about 9 languages. So this is how the country is marking the Constitution Day today. We're getting you live visuals from Samvidhan Sadan, in fact, right now. Just in a short while, Prime Minister Modi will be addressing the nation as well. And as you can see, all the top leaders are also attending the celebrations at this point. We'll also see a commemorative booklet titled Art and Calligraphy in the Indian Constitution getting unveiled. You can see members from both the houses of the Parliament are there to attend. And this as India marks the 76th anniversary of the adoption of Indian Constitution. Remember, some portions of the Constitution came into effect immediately on this day, but some of them were in fact came into effect later on 26th of January. And today, Prime Minister Modi is taking part in the Constitution Day celebrations. In a short while from now, we will see him in fact addressing the nation. And just a short while ago, he also released a letter addressing the citizens of the country, urging them to take part today in this day and also always exercise their right to vote, which has been granted to them by the Indian Constitution. Now, members who are also attending the event include President Droupadi Murmu, Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan, Lok Sabha Speaker, and you also have members from different houses of the Parliament. All right, joining me now on the broadcast is Suresh Chandra, former Law Secretary, Government of India. Thank you, Mr. Chandra, for joining us on News9. Now, we are getting our viewers a live broadcast from Samvidhan Sadan, the celebration of the Constitution Day. How do you look at this day and also the message that Prime Minister Modi released just a short while ago?
I look forward that this Constitution, which is a dynamic document, will pave the way for the further progress and development, at the same time ensuring the liberties, equality and justice, and to make India a developed country by 2047.
Right, of course, it will, pave the path for a Viksit Bharat, as you just said. But, when you're talking about Indian Constitution, it is called a living document because we have been able to adapt it to the changes and the kind of environment we now see today versus the environment it was first written in. So how do you look at the journey of the Constitution also, the way we've been able to adapt it to different situations?
In fact, our Constitution, which is the lengthiest Constitution and written Constitution, the uniqueness of the Constitution, apart from other uniqueness, is here it is not the Parliament which is supreme, it is not the Supreme Court of India or any other institution. It is the Constitution which is supreme, and for interpretation of the Constitution and its provisions, it is the Supreme Court of India whose decision is final and the law under Article 141. But at the same time, Parliament has the power to amend. So it is not a watertight compartment.
Right.
It has the flexibility depending upon the requirement, and that is how our constitution has seen many amendments
Right.
depending upon the need of the people.
Right, of course. When we talk about Indian constitution, it does, guide the parliament, the judiciary, the legislature, as well as to how India as a nation should, chart its way forward. But I want to understand on this day, we as citizens also have some constitutional duties. So if you could just go ahead and reflect on that as well for our viewers.
Yes, in fact, we have the fundamental rights which bound the state and provide certain securities to the citizens. At the same time, we have the directive principles of state policy which provide guidance to the government and the parliament. These are the ultimate objectives which have to be achieved. But later on, it was felt that the citizens should also be not oblivion of their duties. While they know and they understand their rights, they must also be aware of their duties. And that is how the 11 duties have been enshrined in the Constitution under Article 51 of the Constitution.